Hey guys, this is Darren Gonzalez here, and today I'm doing a Q&A with a bunch of people, including Strife. So,
And this is Waraketa.
I'm Bogafan Gaming. I'm in a Q&A with Strife.
I'm Dragon5. I'm known as Streetwise on the internet.
I'm Ian Coder. I'm also known as Duke Dublin or Rear Internet. Sorry for that, my accent came through.
Oh. I'm Bobby. I'm just here. So, yeah.
I'm Alexia. Speedrun this game.
Okay, I'm Gravity Games Interactive, and I'm somehow still speedrunning the game, even though everyone else is finished.
Except for me.
He's
I
still
couldn't
in
even
Battle
run.
Glacier.
Oh wait,
He's still
I'm
in
not
Battle
last?
Glacier.
alright, and
Oh my gosh, yes! I think I'm gonna get next to last.
okay.
Well, that's because I didn't.
Let's get started with the
That's
questions.
because
Okay, so first let's get a joke question out of the way. Strife, or
Okay, first of all, I have to get a DeviantArt link for this, but
yeah,
the question I would like to ask is, does Galaxy Trail endorse Señorita Tacos? And I'll send the picture link in just a moment.
it'll make sense once you see the picture.
I sent the link.
It is awesome.
Okay, there. Does Galaxy Trail endorse Señorita Tacos?
Okay, let's see. I don't know.
Well, there you have it, folks.
We don't know.
Ah, shoot. Okay, my computer just froze, but can you guys still hear me?
Yes.
Yes.
Yeah.
Okay, fortunately it's not the kind of freezing where everything goes wrong, so I can just stay for a while. Okay, good.
Alright.
Alright, now I have a question for Strife. Strife, I noticed when I checked your DeviantArt that you are a Neopets fan.
I used to be, yeah.
I'm a big Neopets fan myself, and my computer's working again, okay. But yeah, I noticed Dr. Sloth seems to look an awful lot like Brevin. Is that intentional?
I think it was kind of a subconscious inspiration, but like I haven't been on the site for like 8 years, so
Yeah. Could they possibly be the same species? Will
Dun, dun,
you
dun,
want?
dun.
I'm not saying it was aliens, but it was aliens.
The memes.
really.
Alright, who's next?
Alright, I have a question from the stream. Will there ever be any sort of shot from Mahjong gems? Also, will there be a chance to play as Brevin in this one or the next game?
What? What?
What was the first one?
Will there ever be any sort of shot from Mahjong gems?
Oh no, that was actually kind of like a residual thing from when I wanted to have crystals carry over between stages to where you could like buy unlockables and stuff.
Quark was
but,
going to be
like-
the shot. I remember reading that
Like-
back in 2012.
Like my original plan was to have it cost crystals in order to flip over the cards you collect, but I decided to just like have them just flip open because that might get a little like complicated.
Yeah, I can see where
Okay.
you're coming from.
Yeah.
and then
And
so-
your other question was Brevin being playable.
in this game or in the next game?
That'd be kind of sweet, but like, it'd be kind of difficult to pull off just because like the sheer size of his body compared to other characters.
Yes.
Yeah.
Yeah. I would
Like
imagine
he's by far the biggest character.
yeah, but I would imagine you would be like a powerhouse type of character.
Oh, maybe I could
If
make
there was ever like a fighting game, then I think that would be easier to pull off.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And by the way, I just thought of another question I had from the Mahjong thing. Strife, we have a request of you. Please make a Mahjong leaderboard for the Steam
Oh,
boards.
yes. The Mahjong
Oh, that'd be
leaderboard.
Because I'm in the speedrunning
Like if I had
community,
more
we tend
time to work
check
on
things
it,
like
I
that.
would want to make the board a little more complicated with like more pieces and stuff.
Alright.
Okay.
I just want to add something to that, like, because I'm in a speedrunning community, like, sometimes we take things like that far too seriously, so there's a guy called Johan Howitzer with the record on that right now of 25 seconds.
I'm very familiar with the speedrunning community, so I can vouch for him on that.
Yeah, we're around the
Alright.
time as well.
So, next question.
I believe I'm next.
Okay.
Alright, so, I don't have any questions myself, but my friend does have some questions for Strife. 2 of them, actually. One, is there going to be a Freedom Planet 2? Although, assuming from the earlier question, I would assume the answer is yes.
Well, it's a dream. I just don't know, like, if it's gonna happen yet. But, like, I'd be lying if I said I didn't want to do it, but...
Nice.
Alright. And another one of his questions is... Are there any other projects you are currently working on?
Right now, I'm just doing the Spade Torque DLC stuff, because I want to get that out of the way so I don't, like, get behind on anything.
Alright.
Alright.
That's good.
And
I have a
speaking
question.
speaking of recent projects, Plum, but speaking of your other projects, Christmas Time Heroes.
Oh, I remember that.
I actually told them about it.
Yeah.
Yeah, we
My
had stuff with that game a few days ago. It was beautiful.
Yeah. My Lexi wanted my. Oh, sorry.
That's okay. It's kind of funny because, like, I was part of this, like, website that, like, was into game design, and they had, like, a little Christmas competition, and at the time I was practicing game design with like, a Mega Man-like game. So I repurposed that into Christmas Time Heroes just to win that competition, so got a couple $100 out of it.
Did you win it?
So.
Oh,
But,
okay.
like, looking back at it, it's kind of sloppy in some places, but it did teach me a few things.
What was the name
If
of
you
it?
ever update that game, I'd be up for testing it. Just putting that out there.
Same.
Our original plan was to
There's,
embarrass you by bringing that up, and my
Some of the
Lexi
stuff-
even. Oh, sorry.
That's okay. Well, like, some of the assets that I had in that game, I, like, redrew for Freedom Planet, like some of the rock textures and stuff.
Yeah, I noticed
Oh,
that there
it's
was
the sound
the
effects
sound of-
still is-
the sound effects for the boosters in Final Dreadnought 3. I recognized those in the game.
like some of the sounds from taking damage and things. So like, you can tell here and there, like a little odd little bits of dialogue, like "Stay out of our affairs." It's actually kind of cool seeing it.
I will deck the halls with your blood.
It's beautiful lines.
I actually
man.
never made it that far.
I didn't think I got that far either. I rage quitted. I don't know. I found like the
I got
second
to
act
level
hard.
2.
I found the second act too hard for me.
Okay, so now how about another joke question? Plum, the Avalice fried chicken?
Oh yeah, is the reason why Brevin crash landed into Avalice was for their world famous Avalice fried chicken?
Nobody knows.
Don't be silly, it's for the donuts. Like I was saying, it's for the donuts.
It's for
This is
the
gonna
donut.
be fun.
I almost
These are the
Yeah,
important
before-
questions.
But for a serious question now, when are we gonna be getting Mila's story mode?
I wanted that to be in there at launch, but I kind of ran out of time for it. So what I'm gonna do is include it with the expansion pack.
Okay.
Wait, will alternate colors be added back in the game?
It's a possibility since we're moving over to a different engine, because the reason they weren't in there to begin with is because, like, there was this weird glitch with the game software I was using, where if you picked an alternate color, it would randomly change the graphics on different things in the
Yeah,
stage.
Yeah, they shifted parts of the code. I remember that.
Yeah,
Uh,
that was strange.
that it's the reason why why Sega couldn't make Knuckles in
the
Sonic
game was
1,
unplayable. I forgot about that.
and years later they made that hack.
You guys mind if I
So,
start relaying questions from my
Think we have
stream?
another question.
How would you feel if someone made a Super Smash Brothers fan game that had a bunch of Freedom Planet characters?
Oh no! And no, we don't mean Indie Assault.
Well, there's that one Smash clone that's being made right now. It's on Steam Greenlight, I think, and
Yeah.
they asked
Oh,
if
yeah.
I wanted to use Spade, and I said sure.
Well,
Yeah.
we don't mean in the assault.
Alright, first, like, a couple of speedrunning questions. I know you're aware of a few zips in the game. Are there any that you're planning to fix?
I would only like fix ones that are like extremely difficult to pull off unless you're like pixel perfect. Those are the kinds that I would fix because like I might as well, if there are gonna be zips, I might as well make them like consistent, you know.
Oh yeah, I ran into a zip earlier on Dragon Valley before the sub boss. Like it's a tiny thing. It wouldn't really help speedrunners, but it wouldn't be able to be easily accidentally triggered. Like it's in that part with the one rock layer, destroying one as Carol and then jumping zips her up to the top of the thing.
Yeah.
I think you could fix that by adding another layer of breakable rocks above there.
Yeah, so zips that are either too hard to execute or don't help any are the ones that I would probably fix eventually.
At the possibility of annoying someone called Rezard, I don't think there are any like that in the game right now, so that's cool. Second question, you said you're porting it over to a new engine. Do you know how much that's going to affect the physics at all? Or like, you know, basically,
it shouldn't
is it
affect the
screw with
physics at all, because it's kind of like, it's porting like the code from the previous game engine we used, so like it shouldn't affect anything that much.
Who knows? Maybe it'll make it better.
It'll make the frame rate more consistent. So like it'll hopefully behave better with recording software.
All right, cool.
Okay.
And the last one.
Yeah, I
which
have
is the
to-
hardest character. Sorry.
I was just trying to say that I have to keep Freedom Planet at a very low window size to be able to record it at all with OBS without lag. But yeah,
yeah.
continue.
The last question from my stream is, which is the hardest character to program and make work correctly?
I'm gonna have to say Torque has been pretty difficult to work with, but like he's finally in a good position right now. I think the only thing with him right now is that there's a lot of situations where like it's either a lot easier than the other characters or almost impossible. So there's still some balancing, a little bit of balancing to do.
Okay.
He's so flexible though. It's gonna be like one or the other, no matter which loadout you get.
I just thought of another question.
Go ahead.
So, I listened to some of Carol's and Torque's unused lines in the game, and is it possible, the way some of them were worded, were you trying to hint at relationship between Carol and Torque?
No, I think what you're getting at is there was this deleted scene where Torque hijacked one of like Brevon's little spaceships, and there was going to be like a second shmup section where Carol was struggling with the controls, stuff like that.
And now I'm picturing that in my mind as craziness. But I was referring to the Carol's been a bad influence on me. Wow, I nailed that. I actually nailed that.
Oh, yeah, like it's like there would have been like a scene to where like Carol's sass was starting to rub off on Torque.
That sounds pretty cool, actually. Yeah. So one more question popped up while I was asking the others. It's just a quick one. What's your fastest clear time?
My fastest clear time, I can't remember. I think it was something like 72 minutes.
Okay.
Wow. That's right around where I am. Okay, so I just had this question in my mind and then I lost it. Hang on.
Alright, I'll ask,
While you're trying to figure it out, could I ask another question?
Yeah.
Yeah, go ahead.
What do you think of all the Freedom Planet fan games that are out there?
Wait, there's Freedom Planet free?
I've only seen one fan game, and it was that Neuroflash game where you played as Nero in one of the target test stages.
Oh, yeah. Yeah, okay. Okay, this isn't the question I had in mind, but do you think you'll ever continue work on Spectrum Force?
Spectrum Chase?
Or Spectrum Chase, yeah. Or Force Chase?
It's
What
a
is
bunch
it?
of working names.
Ah, yeah.
But
Heroes.
it was like it was something that I was just like playing around with. I used some of its assets for Christmas Time Heroes. And then eventually I decided to cannibalize it for things I could use for Freedom Planet. Syntax was originally a Spectrum Chase character, but I decided to change her and use her for one of Revan's robots.
All right, I got a few kind of art-related questions, if you don't mind.
Okay.
Strife, what was your favorite stage in development?
I liked Fortunite a lot. A lot of people agree with me, so that's pretty neat. Like, it's kind of cool when they kind of can read how much heart I put into that stage. Like all the little things you can do, like sitting on benches and dancing and slot machines and stuff. And then
going into the wrong bathroom and getting sprung out.
Yeah, and I loved working on the boss too. That was really awesome.
Yeah, overall, it was a really fun stage to go through.
Mm-hmm.
All right, so for the color palettes of Mila and Torque, they have fairly similar palettes. Was that intentional, or was it just happenstance?
Oh, it was happenstance.
All right.
Now, I just thought of that question I was trying to think of earlier. So, Strife, what if you were approached by one of the big companies like Sega or Nintendo and asked to partner with them or something in a game making process? Yeah, I can speak. Yeah.
If that happened, then I'm guessing they would want to bring me in for one of their IPs, which would be pretty awesome. So it'd be nice to try out for a change of pace.
Anyways, anyone else have any questions? I can't think of it.
The posters that are given out at the conventions you've been recently, will they eventually be sold at an online store, or will they forever be exclusive to conventions?
It'd be cool if we figured out something to sell posters online, but until then, they're going to be con exclusives, unfortunately.
All right.
Another one from this.
Okay, so how about some easier questions, like what's your favorite food?
That's a hard question. I like sub sandwiches a lot.
Okay, favorite movie?
Shoot. Can't really go wrong with a lot of Pixar's movies. I like The Incredibles and WALL-E and Toy Story and a bunch of there isn't a Pixar movie I haven't liked to some degree, and I also like the big name fantasy stuff like the Star Wars and Lord of the Rings and all that.
I heard that you like FNAF.
What?
Five Nights at Freddy's.
Five Nights at Freddy's.
Oh yeah, some of the voice actors actually introduced me to that, and I thought it was pretty neat because they used the same game making software that we did.
Yes, I noticed that.
So, we came up with a very terrible idea earlier on in the chat. You could probably find it by scrolling up, but well, what would you say to Five Nights at Avalice?
Oh god.
Oh
no.
I don't know. I'm gonna try.
VAs have actually jokingly talked about that one time, to where the security guard would be Mayor Zhao. It's no, it's security guard.
Yeah. I would actually play that.
That's a good idea.
I think now we have. I think now you're gonna have to. I think now you're gonna have to team up with Scott Cawthon and make that happen. By the way, I'm joking, but.
I remember reading something on the forum about Five Nights at Freddy's, but it wasn't anything like the actual.
Oh god, I can't breathe. That gave us a lot more laughs than it probably should have. Okay.
Plus 5 volts. Came up on my stream.
So people are so divided around that game.
Yeah.
Quickly, how much was Syntax inspired by GLaDOS, if at all?
I tried not to make it too obvious, because I was inspired more by the sass talking PAs in the Ratchet and Clank games, like the Gadgetron lady and stuff like that, to where they were kind of nonchalantly describe how things are going to horribly mutilate you.
Yeah.
But as I was working on her lines and stuff, that's when I realized that I would be oh crap, the people are going to compare this to GLaDOS, but oh well.
it's not too close. It's just
Yeah. So, hey,
Crossed my mind.
I've got another
I have
one.
a couple of questions.
If I've got
myself.
time.
oh, I've got a question real quick. What was your first game?
First video game, there have been video games that I watched before I started playing them, but the first one I played was Doom 2.
Really?
That's
That-
interesting.
Yeah.
Okay. I was not expecting that. Okay.
Great game.
Yeah. Shortly after that, I played Super Mario Bros. That was my second game, and I think my third was like Mega Man 6.
Strife.
My first was Sonic R.
First game I ever played was Super Mario World.
But
Mine was Tournament Fighters for Genesis, Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles.
Yes, NES Turtles was the shiznit.
My first game was
Not a
Sonic
quick
1. My
fighting
second
game.
game was Splatterhouse 2. I should not have been playing that at that age.
Okay, so let's see here. Oh, my Lexi, you said you had a question from your stream as well?
Yeah, it's a plot question, actually.
Okay.
Someone's talking about the scene on Sal's airship where, like, Team Lilac are all talking about Mila's missing parents, and Lilac looks really sad, so they're wondering, does Lilac actually have any remaining family members?
I haven't actually figured that out yet, but it'd be kind of
made
neat
it
to explore in the future.
Hey, leaving those kind of things open is good when you develop stories later on.
Exactly. And you don't want to like give too much like exposition or backstory because like in a game like this, that can add up to a lot of cutscene time and just doesn't work.
Okay.
So it's better to
and-
leave that kind of stuff open, I think.
Okay, so what kind of things got you interested in game design in the first place?
I think my first experience making games was before I even knew how to use a computer. I would like read those like choose your own adventure books, like kind of Goosebumps made, and then I'd draw my own.
That's pretty cool.
What happens to Rage Ravine?
I thought it was pronounced Rage Ravine.
No, it's
No.
That's
Really
actually
Richard
it's a working title. I'll probably rename it once I actually make it if I have time to make
That's going to be like the third name.
Is it going to be in the
given.
Spade DLC?
Hopefully, let's see.
Yes.
Maybe Twerks.
It'll-
Probably Twerks.
Maybe it'll be both.
It'll most
I would
likely
say
help
for,
to break.
Spade because Rage Ravine was between Fortune Knight and Relic
And-
Relic
Maze.
Maze?
yeah, Relic Mason,
I'm
Fortune
sorry.
Knight.
Yeah,
Relic
Relic
Ruin.
Maze.
Probably Tor.
So I
because
can't see
there was
Spade
the
going
title
there.
announced stage for him that he would have exclusive. It might be his exclusive.
Oh,
I can
I
see
know,
that's Torx.
right now, my plan is that Torque has an intro stage and Spade has a final stage. So I think those are going to be the exclusives.
Oh.
Okay.
Can we assume Spade's final stage will take place in Shuigong?
Yep.
Well, there you have it, folks.
There we go.
Okay. Yeah. So.
Actually,
So-
adding on to that, is it going to be a multi-part stage like Final Dreadnought, or is it just going to be one stage?
Oh.
I haven't figured that out yet, but it would be a decent length, not as long as Final Dreadnought, but like decent enough. And then
Just make it two
he would,
parts.
Obviously have a confrontation with
Maybe
Prince
2
Dale.
parts. Yeah.
Okay.
And this question will probably be something we'll just have to wait on, and you probably don't have to answer if you don't want
That's
to.
not bad,
But
yeah.
will Dale end up being mutated in his fight with Spade?
That's going to be a huge spoiler.
That's gonna be a huge spoiler.
I'm not
yeah.
sure.
Yeah, I said that's why I said you can choose
I
not to
guess
answer that if you don't want
depends on how. I guess it depends on how well I can like make like the final boss like type layout for him.
Yeah.
to. Yeah.
I can see it working. I can see it working out with 2 parts.
Yeah.
Okay, so another
I have a
question.
for you, Strife.
Oh, okay.
Have you ever played any of the Mega Man Zero games? Because I've seen many parallels between Freedom Planet's main characters, Neurali and Serpentine, and the characters Fairy Leviathan and Fafnir, respectively.
I love the Mega Man Zero series.
Well, you're probably better at it than I am.
Were there any ideas that you wanted to put in this game but couldn't, or ideas that like maybe you couldn't put in this game but you might want to put in the sequel?
Where do I begin? It'd probably be like an hour documentary just listing off the stuff I wanted to do, but at some point you gotta like figure out what works best with the time you have.
Yeah.
Alright, I won't cut it down to the one thing that you most wanted to put in but couldn't.
I'll have to get back to you on that.
Okay.
Okay.
In the
Okay,
meantime,
so question?
It's probably a really bad one.
So in the
What is
meantime,
your
it's
opinion on
something I
Indie Assault?
Oh boy.
India Assault, it looks kind of neat.
Alright.
Okay. I was gonna ask a similar question, but it would more so be about the Freedom Planet representation. So, like Spade's current moveset and how the Dragon Valley stage is.
I had to look at like one of their like a few of their early beta footages. I haven't seen the updated one yet. But I just gave them some pointers about how I would probably make his moveset in the expansion, and I just let them do whatever after that.
AKA no spin dash.
Yeah, like it was like after a stream of mine of India, so like a lot of people got mad about one of Spade's abilities that is currently being changed, which was a spin dash.
Really,
Yeah,
people
like,
were mad
that's
about
not. If anything, that's a move that Carol would have, and not Spade, because she's got the down roll.
Well. Okay. And
Still
now.
comment about the game. The guy liner.
Right. I held the spoils of 1,000. Hang on, I forgot the quote. I forgot that quote. I'm an idiot. Wow. Okay. But yeah, that quote.
Wants emo back.
Actually, I have a quick question about the physics. Sorry, did I miss
Okay.
a question? There's a few little things here and there that you can do, like
I found the quote, guys. I have found the quote.
Physics.
All right. Yeah. Like, there's a few little things you can do, like if you jump and dive kick immediately with Lilac, you completely ignore air friction. If you hold jump while doing a recoil with Mila's super shield burst, you get way more height and distance. Like things like those intentional.
Like, I actually
You're
didn't
an
know about the
absolute
first one,
genius.
so that's kind of cool how people are like starting to like learn about like new techniques to kind of. Well, thank you. Like, I definitely had speedrunning in mind when I like built up their moveset and used like a Sonic like 360-degree physics. Because like just like the little stuff like being able to dive kick his Lilac down a diagonal hill to pick up a lot of speed right away, like just little stuff like that helps with like getting like nice momentum going. I love that.
The minor things make all the difference.
I just remembered something actually, something that we've not been able to figure out. If you do a ground cyclone up or down a hill, does it increase the effect of the hill on your speed? Because we can't figure it out.
I don't think it does. I know like Carol's roll does, but I know for a fact that Lilac's ground cyclone doesn't like put her into that ball mode physics. So I think it's about the same.
Okay, so I knew I wasn't crazy when I thought that Carol's roll actually did affect the floats. But my Lexi actually said otherwise, I believe.
No, we know that the roll goes faster.
Yeah, the roll physics changed from before the roll was overall removed to how it is now.
Yeah.
Because it worked just like Sonic's.
I had a question in mind, but I'm trying to remember what it was.
I think.
Do you have any advice for people that are going into game design and programming in general?
I would just say to start small. Like just make like little just make like small arcade games and stuff. Because that's where you get like most of your experience, and then slowly work your way up. Don't start with anything like overly complicated, like an RPG or whatever.
Okay,
Yeah,
so
I
I should
kinda
hold off
learned
on Void Police then. Okay, noted.
Alright.
Alright, so I also have a question. Was the game Spectrum Chase initially going to share the same universe as Freedom Planet because Torque is a member of the Chasers. The two main characters in Spectrum Chase are part of the Spectrum Chasers, yada yada yada.
Like I said, I cannibalized the stuff from Spectrum Chase after I decided I wasn't going to work on it anymore. So that game pretty much like doesn't exist anymore.
Alright.
Well, obviously it exists since we found it, but you know.
but it's probably not gonna It's probably not gonna be finished. Is what it sounds like.
Alright.
Slight bug report here from the stream, but
Oh
if
boy.
you're holding up or in the looking up animation with Carol, you can't jump or use wild kicks.
Oh yeah, I've noticed that.
Someone's asking about that, like maybe they could have an option to turn off the looking up animation or something.
That's something to think about.
Yeah, I don't know. I grew up with Sonic, so it always bugs me when games do not have any kind of looking up animation. It's like, I don't know. It's just, I try to look up, I try to press up to look up, and nothing happens. I'm like, I don't know.
It just feels weird.
Yes.
Yeah, you're saying either turn off the looking up animation or just not lock Carol from jumping or using specials.
Out of all of the Freedom Planet music remixes you've heard, which one would you say is your favorite or favorites if you have more than one?
There's quite a few I like. I like some of the orchestral remixes that have been made, and like I like that one that Tony Lay's made too. Yeah, like I'm always like pleasantly surprised.
What is your favorite Sonic fan game?
Besides Freedom Planet.
Yes.
It's not a Sonic fan game. Shut up.
It's not a Sonic band game.
I'm not really sure.
I remember seeing it around like Sonic Cage Dome.
Never heard of it.
Oh,
Okay.
there's another one.
What?
Are we ever going to see sort of official plushies of characters, and if so, when?
Yes.
Especially Mila, people are asking about.
Yes. And Carol. And Mila.
I'd love to have official plushies made. Like it's all a matter of finding like the right manufacturer. And the downside is that like they have a minimum order of like 1,000 or something, so I would need to like wait until I'm absolutely sure I can sell them all right away.
I would get my mom to buy them or buy them myself.
I wouldn't care
Thank
that
you.
I have like 1,000 plushes on my bed. I would buy it.
Yeah,
Hey,
but
you probably, your plushie collection is probably nowhere near as big as mine, but okay.
Well, we
Not bragging.
appreciate the support.
Okay.
I still have an old Luigi
That's
plush from like
definitely
2006.
Okay, I just noticed Strife tried to say something.
Please, it's us, please, Palm.
Said thank you for the support.
Uh,
And now people
Okay.
are asking about a bird guard plushie.
a bird officer plushie.
Yeah, make it do that noise when you squeeze it.
Okay, how
That's
about
not
how about I ask a very unorthodox question? Can you do a quote from, which character should I ask about quoting?
Carol.
Carol, Brevin, Syntax,
Forever.
Carol.
Brevin.
I
Brevin?
vote Zal.
Carol.
Okay, so I'm hearing lots of people say Brevin and Carol.
Carol?
Carol.
Are you saying if I can impersonate Carol?
Yeah.
I can't. Sorry.
Okay, well, what about Torque or Brevin or Spade or something like that? Serpentine.
My voice can't go that high.
Alright.
You think you can just walk into this conflict? Wow, my Serpentine voice is bad today. It used to be good, but it's bad today.
Okay.
Okay, so how about any other questions? I'm kind of out of questions now.
I'm still trying to think of a serious question.
I think I had one that I missed.
I only have a
it's not a
backlog
question.
of joke questions, but I don't want to flood the interview with joke questions.
It's okay. It's okay.
Joke questions are
Yeah,
better than
we've
no
asked-
questions.
Yeah, we've asked still a lot of questions now, so I'm pretty sure it's safe now.
I do have one question though.
Okay.
Okay.
Strife, will you play my fan games and then give me feedback on them?
What kind of fan games?
Freedom Planet fan games.
Like there's actually a bunch that are out there already.
Mayor Zhao.
Yeah, I'm working on this Mayor Zhao fan game. I made like this Mario Freedom Planet crossover one.
Super Smash Bros.
Yeah, and Super
Oh,
Smash Bros.
if you want to get some like a decent amount of feedback, I think posting them on the forums might be a good idea.
Mm-hmm.
Okay.
Like how I did with
you play them?
my game.
Bingo the Multiple.
Yeah. If you seen the thread in the Freedom Planet forums, you have an opinion on that, Strife?
Bingo the Multiple.
I haven't seen it yet, so I can't form an opinion right now.
Okay.
Oh. And did you see that glitch where I just realized another question, but did you see that glitch about Trap Hideout with that mini boss thing that I encountered?
Oh yeah.
Yeah,
the
I'm
glitch-
looking into it.
Oh yeah. What about
Yeah.
that bug where you could kill Spade easily?
How do you do that?
I don't know.
If I remember
It's
right, like
actually
you had to
difficult.
run up some sort of wall where Spade is located, and then you just run into it, and that lowers Spade's health. Something like that.
Yeah. His hitbox is hiding up there, and you can just deck it for a while.
Speed running feature.
Okay, now that that's official, I won't be against it, I guess.
That's exactly what you said about you turned the Dragon Boost wall skip in Dragon Valley into an achievement, so why not? Ascended glitch, folks.
It trivializes the boss because you're not even doing a single thing.
Okay, anyone else have questions?
Okay, that one capsule that Brevin holds
Sorry.
in two cutscenes in particular, one where he's in Shuigong and another one where he's in the torture scene, that one capsule, is that a potato that's in there?
Which capsule?
Is one that Brevin holds in two cutscenes.
Oh,
Yeah, this is
no,
the
it's kind of like a gem.
Oh. I always thought it would be a potato for some reason.
What
I
of
thought it was a
importance does it
brain.
have?
Those are meteorite.
I have a serious question.
The things you can tell in 16-bit. Okay, now you ask.
Is Spade going to be toned down from the beta to the expansion? Because when we were using him, he felt pretty overpowered for the game.
Him and Torch still need to be balanced out, like the attack power of their weapons.
Anyone else have any questions in the meantime?
I have a thing, but I think it should come last, and it's not a question.
Okay, yeah. If I remember my question later, I'll just ask Strife later on.
Don't worry about it.
I have a question. Where did the name Strife come from?
Just something that my brother just started calling me randomly when I was like 11, and it stuck.
And I just thought of a question I had in mind. Where did the name Freedom Planet come from?
I think we know that one.
Yeah, it's like I was thinking for a really long time what to name the game, and I got frustrated, and I said, okay, the next two words that come into my head are the name of the game. Freedom Planet.
I did not hear that. Okay, well that answers my question.
Okay. If it's not so much of a bother, can you give the damage values of Carol's different attacks?
I'm not sure I know them off the top of my head. I think like each individual punch of hers, I think that's like does 2 damage each.
Yeah.
A wild kick, I think does 1 each, but it's really fast. So no wait, that would be 2 as well.
I think it tested
I'm gonna have
2
to write
when
this
I was
down.
checking out damages. Because it was always between 1 and 2.
Yeah, it can't be in between because the enemies only die if they've been hit with integer-based attacks. If it ends up being a fraction when they get below it, then it doesn't work.
About the others, like Wild Claw and hitting things with the bike, jumping into them with like double jump on the bike, stuff like that. Just rough, like,
Wild
if you could
Claw,
say
I
what's
think, is
higher
like
than others.
3 or 4. I think the Wild Claw has the highest base damage.
Yeah, it's the strongest attack. I had tested all this before. I can.
The roll, I think the roll might be a little more powerful if you're going at max speed. With Carol's attacks, there's a very small influence based on the speed that she's traveling.
Oh, really?
And yeah. And let's see, her punch. Yeah, her Wild Claw, it has a base value of 4, I believe. And then her regular punch has a base value of 3. But because the base punch is so fast, it doesn't hit enemies multiple times, like, for example, Lilac's attacks do. The Wild Kick, each individual swipe also has a base value of 3.
The Wild Kick?
Yeah.
It does 3 damage.
Wow, Wild Kick's more useful than we thought.
And the double jump with the motorcycle has a base value of, let's see.
I believe it
has a base
1.
value of 2, but it is continuous for as long as she's spinning.
Okay.
Huh.
Okay. Cool. Thank you for that.
So that's stronger than Cyclone. Dang.
Cyclone's weak.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Cyclone lasts longer, but it's a little less powerful, whereas the double jump on the bike is a little more powerful, but it's quicker, so it doesn't hit as many times.
Alright, thank you very much for that. I'm pretty sure the cowl runs are going to suddenly get a lot faster.
Just to make sure I've got the values right, let me check how much damage the Lilac's attacks do. Lilac's regular hair whip has a base damage of 4, and it lasts longer. Jeez.
I thought it was 3.
Her uppercut also has a base value of 4.
Yes.
And her Cyclone has a base value of 2.
Oh yeah, speaking of the damages, that claw boss, there was a lot of discussion about how we couldn't properly calculate its health for some reason.
Which boss?
The claw boss in Realm Maze. The one with the truck?
Oh,
The mid-boss in Realm Maze.
It's kind of weird. It was the first boss I made to where like it would flinch after each individual hit. But unlike, for example, Brevin's dropship, which registers the same damage for each attack, the claw takes the base damage of the attack you hit it with and then flinches.
Yeah,
wow.
So if you hit it with like a regular hair whip from Lilac, it'll get 4 damage subtracted and then flinch for a few seconds. So you want to hit it with like the attacks with the highest base damage value.
Okay, so Wild Claw from now on. Okay, got it.
Checked, right?
It's because this is like stuff that you can only really know for sure if you have access to the code.
Yeah, because this is discussing. I just want an absolute answer. So it's just pretty much it has the space amount of health. It just flinches after each hit, correct?
Yeah.
Okay.
Oh, also for reference, the claw has 18 HP. So if you hit it with
so fast.
If you hit it with an attack that has a base damage of 4, then it should take 5 hits to defeat.
Wow. It all makes sense now!
Will the Wii U port of Freedom Planet have any exclusive content that probably won't be revealed most likely, or will it be a direct port of the build we have now, with the exception of the upcoming expansions?
I think it's going to use the new engine.
Yeah, it'll use the new engine port. That's actually what makes it possible to port to consoles.
Ah.
Will you give the PC the new engine as well, or no?
Yes.
Okay.
Amazing.
So, do you think that, this is probably a stupid question, but do you think that the Wii U version will have some glitches that the PC version doesn't, or will it be the same because of the same engine?
They're probably the same once the game gets up, once they're both out.
Yeah. There's gonna be like different like interface elements based on the Wii U. Like, it won't have the ability to customize keyboard controls, obviously.
Will Freedom Planet be able? Will you be able to? What kind of influence will the gamepad have on the game, if any?
You'll be able to play either on the TV or the gamepad.
Okay, I see. Any more questions?
With not being able to replace music on the Wii U port brought up, this is like a kind of like a little suggestion thing. Like, hey, would it be possible for like the Wii U version have like an exclusive feature where you can change the soundtrack to fan-made compositions of the soundtrack as a little bonus for the Wii U port?
I'm not sure. I'm guessing there might be some legal obstacles around that, so I would unfortunately
Probably
doubt
no.
it.
Well, no, I'm not
Yeah.
talking about like actual like legitimate remixes, obviously.
Like remixes of the songs you composed.
Yeah.
You know, like taking
That's
band-
probably not going to
band
happen.
versions of
It
the
would
songs.
extend the amount of time it takes before the Wii U version's released.
Well, you could
So
always
I
have
want to
an
get it out
update.
there as soon as possible.
Makes sense.
What's the question? Are you going to make stages that weren't playable for other characters playable in the updates? You did talk about like compensating difference between classic and adventure, but well, even though like the hub world is out now, you're still going to try and make those stages playable for other characters like Carol and
Possibly if I have
King
time
Lugu.
after the Spade and Torque expansion. But
because
like right now,
they
that's
ha-
what I got in my mind.
because players have shown that those stages are possible, although it's a little hard.
Yeah.
Without question, but I'm currently partaking in a speedrun race if you feel like watching.
Now,
Does anyone know who this person that just came in is?
Oh, it's Leatherface.
Oh,
Greetings all. Strife, a question if you don't mind. The content that was in the beta, the cutscenes, hub worlds, that kind of stuff. Any plans to reintroduce that, or that's gone permanently?
Well, like I said, I just worried about like the getting Spade and Torque in right now, and they're like specific cutscenes. But if I have time afterwards, I could try and figure out what else I could like change or add in.
All right.
what other programming languages do you know?
I know Java, because I took it in college, but and I want to start getting into C#, but I don't know anything about it yet. Just like basic syntax.
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 Syntax
Whatever I
approved. Imposter encaged.
I've done a bit of C#. I thought it's basically just Java again.
So, Plum, any more joke questions?
Let me see. Now that I think about it, I think I am running out of joke questions.
Amazing.
Wow.
I can't believe it.
I remember looking at
yeah.
Torque's lead dialogue. It was impressive of him to say all that, but it was kind of out of character. He sounds so much like a leader. I wonder why that got cut out, or why wasn't
Oh,
that?
wait.
Why wasn't that shown?
I have a question.
One question at a time, folks. One question at a
Alright.
time. What was that you were saying?
Yeah,
Yeah.
that was there was some lead dialogue with Torque, and it showed another side of him that we don't get to see in the story. He sounded so much like a leader. He was commanding people. He was making plans. I'm curious why that wasn't shown much. To be honest, it was kind of out of character with go on. It was kind of out of character. with
That
how-
would have been played after he gave the other characters those keys, right before the ship launches. But I thought it was too expedition-y, so I left it
Yeah,
out.
there was various other dialogues I read that was kind of along that. I don't remember what they were exactly, but I do know what part you're talking about though. Oh yeah, someone asked
Slightly
about
silly.
he was attacked values.
Here's a question, if you don't mind. Was it a big jump up moving the game from being a fan game to a full-fledged game, like having to worry about voice actors, that kind of thing?
It was a substantial. It was a major decision. Yeah.
It was worth it.
Yeah,
But I
voice
think it
actors
was
were
ultimately the
stuff,
best.
What was the biggest obstacle you had to overcome when making this game?
Let me try and think. I think probably the biggest obstacle was a lot of obstacles were created by the software we used and how restrictive it was, because like it only really works for PC games. But like to be able to get that on Steam Greenlight and consequently Steam and like stuff like that was like required some pretty like required a decent amount of trickery on behalf of the program. So I was really psyched when we finally got around those issues.
Okay, so Plum, any joke questions?
Any joke question? Oh yeah, I did want to bring up this picture, but the thing is, it will require a bit of explanation. It's a poster I made yesterday, which is
that one.
Yeah, it sparked out of a speed run that we found yesterday.
Basically, people have. You're probably familiar with that Mila glitch in Fortune Knight by now, the one where they do some trick during the transition and teleport across half the level area.
Yeah.
Well, Mila is the master of time and space, and from that,
we came to that conclusion, and after a bit of more joking around, like I decided to make this poster, and I wanted to hear an opinion.
It's kind of neat.
Attack of the cute doggies, the cute puppies with
Murder Cube.
Yes. Yeah. That's what I get for trying to say it without looking at the poster. That's what I get. I butcher the English language.
I just call them Jello. They're like green Jello.
Speaking of Mila, Gravity Games wants to know about Mila's attack values.
Let me check that.
Strife. One question.
Yeah.
Is there a possibility of there being a Spade and Torque story mode, since the original Kickstarter said that there will be classic and time attack only?
There is a possibility, yeah. I want to get classic mode for them done by the end of summer, that at the very least.
Okay.
Alright, so from what I can tell, the base damage on her murder cubes are 5.
It's official. He's called the murder cubes.
Except for when she's using. So when she's throwing it, it registers. It subtracts 5 for every registered hit. But like the explosion lasts long enough for it to hit enemies multiple times. But its base damage value is 5. For her shield bursts, that is 6. It's only like a quick one for her small shield, but her super shield burst, it hits for a lot more hits. So for throwing, it's 5. For shield is 6.
The regular shield is 6.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Wow.
That's interesting because I had 3.
It does. The damage value of her values of her blocks increases by 1 if you're playing on easy.
Oh wow. So
Break this down.
All right. So
you guys called them murder cubes, but in the game they're called phantom blocks in the achievement. So
yeah.
Did you just change the name officially?
Also, is the damage different if
saying.
you throw like an actual object instead of a block?
Yeah.
Oh, if you throw an object, let me check on that.
Because like I think bombs do more damage, or bombs or boxes.
Let's see, common objects. Throwing an item block at an enemy does 15 damage.
Wow.
15.
Does more than the murder cube.
Oh, remember, murder cube hits multiple times.
Bombs also do 15.
But it probably does only does 1 extra hit for the most part.
Yeah, only just 1 hit.
So it probably just does 10 overall.
It's really with murder crates instead of
Ends
cubes.
up being stronger because it hits at least 3 times.
Like throwing an item block hits an enemy 1 time for 15, and the same goes for getting touched by a bomb explosion.
By the way, I just thought of another question. Well, actually, another request, kind of jokingly and kind of serious, mostly serious. Strife, please nerf the, what are they called again? DNA cannons, or as I like to call them, scream cannons.
They're DNA cannons, for sure.
Yeah, good.
Yeah.
How much does Dragon Boost do, by the way? I think it does like 1 or 2, and then just speed just makes it stronger, going so fast.
I know you guys are gonna
It's
say no,
definitely
but
speed based. Well, let me double check that.
Yeah,
'Cause-
it's probably like 1 or 2 by its base.
Yeah, it's definitely based on speed. So let me see here from below. Yeah, I think the formula is 1 plus your current X speed divided by 4. I think the max
Okay.
speed is 15.
So it'll do 4 damage.
I think the Dragon Boost
actually,
speed propels you forward at 12. So if you do, let's see, 12 divided
It'll
by
be
4
1
plus
plus 3.
1. It would
It'll
be,
be 40.
so it has the base damage of 4, yeah.
I have a not entirely serious question, but since you seem to have a tendency to make extremely efficient enemy attack patterns, shall we say, like ones that are really good at catching the player out. So, got to wonder, are there any enemies you've made that actually wind up annoying you while you play?
It's hard to say because like a lot of people are annoyed by the DNA cannons, but like their attacks are telegraphed, so they're not so bad for me at least. Probably the most annoying enemy for me are the giant blue hoppers.
The hoppers. What hop? I'm trying.
Pango Lagoon.
2
I-
giant legs
Oh,
and
those
a
enemies.
spike on.
Yeah.
Oh, the ones that also appear in Final Dreadnought 4. Okay.
I hate that one so much.
That's
Yeah.
Just
annoying.
because they get so
just
much
a-
hit lag if you go through them.
Yeah,
So it's
especially since you're
For me, it's the
cycloning
scream cannons.
with the top. You're cycloning with the top, so you're gonna be stuck.
Once I was running
Before
so
it's attack.
fast that the DNA cannon, the laser that it shoots, it actually killed the enemy we're just talking about, or whatever its name.
Blue hoppers.
Yeah.
Anyone else got
Um,
questions?
Oh yeah, I have a question from my stream. So somebody asked, is it true that the confetti used in Avalician parties is made from the one-ups that were lost to pulverizers and incinerators?
Oh,
Ooh. I'm not sure. Like the confetti in like the target test stage, for example, that's gold, so I don't think that's made from that.
Way to put a damper
Okay.
on the mood.
That was.
Oh, I just thought of something. Why do the one-ups look so much like the main characters?
Cute.
They're actually like they actually don't look like the characters. It's just the way that the characters perceive them.
Ah,
So they're these kind of one-up fairies that change appearance for like anyone who looks at them.
wow.
Oh.
What if multiple people look at them?
You see them differently from each other.
Yeah.
I assume.
yeah,
Yeah.
kind of like with Catherine. If anyone has ever played that game.
I've only seen the
I
game.
know of it, but I don't know that much about it.
Yeah, it's
Why
just,
do I get the feeling that
Catherine just looks different to every person.
Why do I get the feeling that someone's gonna come up with a fanfic or something, an idea of Brevin using that one-up power to as a what do they call that, stealth mechanism for his next armada or something?
Oh my god.
Oh no.
Oh no.
There's
Like all
an
the
idea.
one-ups on Captain's ship, they look like Brevin's head to him.
I would. Alright.
But
There has to be
I
like,
guess Serpentine could tell him, "Hey, look, it's a little Serpentine. No, it's not. It's a Brevin." And then sparks the idea.
Oh god. Wait a minute.
Seeing how they travel the galaxy, it would make sense that they know this kind of stuff.
Yeah.
I wonder if they're taking over the planet Earth yet.
Oh god.
Well, seeing as how we're still here, I highly doubt that.
Yeah.
Okay, in the timeline that Freedom Planet takes place, and maybe it could be 1,000 years from now, maybe they could be in apocalyptic Earth. Who knows?
Maybe
Yeah,
they
but-
could be in an alternate universe.
Yes, I'm going with the alternate dimension.
Alternate
I'm putting
dimension
a
sounds
triangle
better.
around my eye.
Yeah, and here's my theory. All video game characters and media characters and all different timelines do exist in alternate dimensions. That includes
Yeah.
Freedom Planet, Five Nights at Freddy's, and etc.
Yep.
Oh, speaking of which, got a question, Strife. What's your favourite animatronic? You said you were a Five Nights fan.
It's hard to say what. I've taken a shine to Springtrap from the third game.
I like Springtrap.
Yeah, my favorite is actually Mangle, believe it or not. Loud noises!
Springtrap was definitely interesting.
Yeah,
Yeah.
especially when you found out the bit of the background about him.
Yeah, for those of you who haven't played the game, we won't provide any spoilers, will we? But
I will never play the game
Yeah.
anyway, so it doesn't matter to me.
for other
We're
people,
not doing it. We're not spoiling.
yeah.
I'll just
Not
cut
really
out
watching.
I'm
the,
not spoiling
cut out
it at all.
everything.
Okay, so
Wait, a game like that
any
has
more
a plot?
questions?
It has a backstory.
That surprises me.
Yeah, some people play for the story,
Yeah.
just to figure out what's going on.
Drop.
You can literally play through Five Nights at Freddy's and not understand the main story. You gotta find the hidden details.
Yeah, it
Yeah.
just doesn't seem like a game I would play.
Oh, it's not a very fun game, but finding out the mystery is like the main focus. That's why you play it, kind of.
So now,
Yeah, some people do get scared like me, but it's not too much of a horror game.
okay, back on topic. Anyone got any
Yes.
more questions for Strife?
I don't think I have any more questions.
Oh, what's your favorite Sonic character?
Eggman.
Eggman.
Really?
Is it,
Say, the more the merrier.
is it the mustache?
It's probably the 300 IQ points he has.
Tails has 400 though.
It's more like all the cool bosses he's made over the years.
Ah,
And
Ah.
speaking of
Egg Dragoon, Egg Emperor, Death Egg Robo.
Is there the possibility that Eggman and Brevin might be related?
Plus, his voice actor is
No.
like really good.
Oh yeah, Mike Pollock. Eggman! You know my name is Eggman. You do that on purpose.
I'm just gonna
Yeah,
say
my
nothing.
favorite.
Back away until back when there's all this weird shit.
Yeah, my favorite characters actually either has to be between Blaze and Tails. So,
Yeah, out of the heroes, those two are probably my favorites.
I have to agree with you guys.
Sonic himself, probably.
Yeah, same here. Between that and Blaze.
okay, so, how about, have you ever played any card games like Yu-Gi-Oh! Or Magic, anything like that?
I played Magic and Pokemon back in the day.
Yeah, I recently
Yeah,
got
that's-
into Magic myself. I'm using a red deck. Yeah, you know about that feeling of like when you do give it your all, Strife, but it's everyone is still better than you or something.
Reminds me of
I
what
have the
happens
same-
today.
That's just how competitive gaming is. Playing to win is just.
I have that same exact feeling with when I go on to Pokemon Omega Ruby, and then everyone just beats me.
Yeah. It's
It's the
hard.
reason why I don't play Pokemon anymore.
It's hard to play casually online anymore, unless there's
Yeah.
a specific mode that's dedicated to that.
Or unless you find a bunch of friends.
Yeah.
Yeah. So, Strife, any other, this might sound weird, but let me explain. Any guilty pleasure games you like? Like, say, Freddy Fish, SpongeBob typing, and I'm just bringing up examples from my childhood right now. Anything like Sonic 06, for example, which I actually like.
I'll have to give that some thought.
Yeah, I didn't really give much explanation there, did I? I tried to explain
Well,
best I
it's
could.
tricky because have to think of something that is not really that popular, but I still like anyway. So,
You guys want to know what mine is?
No! No! No!
Why
I'm
not?
stopping you right there! Okay, Strife, have you thought about it, or do you need more time?
I can't think of anything off the top of my head that is like it's that category, because the vast majority of things I've played are like good games.
Good in your
Most of the
opinion,
ones I've
or
played
good overall?
recently. Like generally well received.
So I can't say
At least
mine.
the stuff that I've played in recent years. I mean, admittedly, I haven't had a lot of time to play a lot of games because I've spent so much time making them.
Yeah, I would
I have that
understand
same
that.
feeling, dude.
Someone mentioned multiplayer earlier, and I was wondering, if possible, do you have any intention of adding any kind of multiplayer to Freedom Planet, even if it's just like racing people's ghosts or something like that?
If I had multiplayer, that'd probably be like the only type of multiplayer that's possible at this point, since like the base engine and everything have already been made, and like all the stages accommodate only one player.
I have a question. If you were ever, I had to come up with the thought of like a arena style mode, which basically would be like fighting one boss after the other. Did you ever have anything like that in
Boss
mind?
rush.
I wanted to do a
boss
boss rush in the same stage that the target test is in, like the same aesthetic, instead of jumping between stages to fight the bosses. But like, it'd be cool if I could figure out a way to get that done.
I think the kind of system where it's like in Kirby, the bosses are thrown at you randomly, with the final bosses being last, and you have a limited supply of supplies like bike tanks or gas tanks. Bike tanks! Yes, that's what it is. Bike tanks. That's how the bikes magically appear when you collect the tank, folks. And and a limited amount of shields, health supplies, and etc. etc.
That might be cool.
There needs to be some really catchy, like, background music. Or at least some peaceful music in the background in the restaurant area.
So like All-Star mode in Smash.
Yeah!
Or
Yeah.
Or you could make it not peaceful like the true arenas in the recent Kirby games, because like that's more intense.
That would probably seem fitting when you're getting closer to the final boss, though. That's what I think.
Ooh, there should be like EX forms of all the bosses. Brevin EX, Serpentine EX, like...
Yeah, like they're
Like,
hard
I'd love
versions.
to run that.
Yeah, and they have like different attacks and stuff.
Yeah.
That would be terrifying, but I'd go for it.
Yeah,
Mega
but
Serpentine
we
EX.
already have Mega Serpentine and the unpredictable Brevin when you're on hard mode.
Yes.
Guys, Mega Serpentine EX.
He would be faster. That would just be...
It'd be the worst boss ever.
No, it would be
Impossible
launchable Mega
mode
Serpentine.
activate.
I'd flip my laptop and I'd be out of the
That's
conversation.
the boss I
because
die on the most.
The
The
laptop will
boss
turn
that
off.
ruined one of my no-death runs once.
Any more questions?
Did you suddenly make Nier so hard? Because when I was testing the first time, I didn't have too much problem. But when I played after the release, Nier was the cause of like maybe 10 deaths for me.
Huh.
I checked.
I might have tweaked her a bit.
Checked the changelogs and nothing was shown. So
Yeah.
Do we have any last minute questions that we want to
Yeah.
put in?
how about
Yeah.
those-
I have one thing to say, but it's not a question.
Why is Lila like a dragon if she kind of lacks any, well, dragony characteristics?
Well, I guess like she's more based off like what an Easter dragon might be like if they were humanoid. Like her hair strands kind of resemble like the Eastern dragon mustaches, and then she has like the horns and stuff.
There you go.
Actually, I think the reason why she lacks any dragony features is, well, the aforementioned mixing of the Avalicians and the dragons mentioned in the story.
Yeah, that too. Like she's not 100% dragon because like as like time went on, they looked less and less dragon-like.
Oh,
Mhm.
cool.
And now I have a picture of a more dragon-y looking lilac, and it's I don't know whether to say impressive or terrifying.
So, are we all done with questions?
I don't have.
I believe
any.
so.
I
I
guess.
don't have any.
In that case, from me, my entire stream, and all the speedrunning community, just thank you for making this amazing game. It is
Yes,
an absolute
thank you.
blast to play and an
I
absolute
would also
blast
like
to speedrun.
I would also like to
If
thank
it wasn't
you,
for this
Strife,
game, I would not be half the man I am.
if you didn't
Yeah, this
make
game
the
was the
game,
first game I ever
this
tested,
game Strife,
so
I don't think
and now
I
I'm testing
would.
all these other games.
Well,
I
thank you.
wouldn't have been
Strife.
able to meet all these cool people if Freedom Planet didn't exist. Hey, it probably like Freedom Planet. I don't know how to properly say this, but just the type of game Freedom Planet is kind of gave me more of kind of inspired me to finish up my own game in a way.
This game gave me more characters to love and another game to enjoy. And it's one of my favorite games, not because I'm Sonic's biggest fan, which that's the most minimal reason. It's a new game, does new things, and I just really enjoy it. So, thank you.
You're welcome.
I may not be a Sonic fan, but I've actually loved your work on Freedom Planet, and I can't wait to see what more you could do. Thank you for bringing us this amazing game, and
I love it.
And I'm actually
Thank you.
glad that
Yeah.
You're
welcome.
You have to be the greatest person ever.
How about a round of applause?
Yay.
Hey.
Okay.
I've sometimes actually play the Final Dreadnought theme mix when I'm in the gym, just because it's quite inspiring. That's quite sad, I know.
Okay, so
I actually did that too.
Which Final Dreadnought theme is that?
I play
guys,
with them really.
guys, shouldn't we wrap this up now?
Yeah. So.
yes.
Yeah. So, yeah,
So
thank you for coming on
Yeah.
and talking to us. Thank you for spending the time and all that.
Yes,
and
thanks
again,
for
thank
having
you
me.
for
I think
making this
like,
great
the game
game.
took like
Thanks
2-3
for
years to
joining
make
us.
overall.
Thank you for taking time out of your schedule to join us, Strife.
All right.
So this is the end of the interview. So I hope you guys
Yes.
enjoyed.
Thanks for hosting me.
This is a. Thank you for giving
I
me
don't
this
regret it.
rare opportunity, Strife. I cannot thank you enough.
Don't forget the one who made this all possible.
Yep.
Yeah.
I won't.
Thank you, Swade.
Swada Kiddo. I was about to butcher your name for some reason.
Swade,
Okay,
I'm off regardless anyway, so see you all.
All right.
Alright.
Yeah. I hope you guys did enjoy the interview. If there are any questions you did want to ask and we missed them, we apologize.
All right.
Who knows? Maybe we can ask. Maybe we could ask Strife the questions later. Maybe another time. You know.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. Though I doubt I would ever manage to talk to him again. Oh well.
Yeah.
See ya.
Later.
Bye.